Hey friend, welcome to the Halfway to Dead podcast. I'm your host, Jen Lovell. Listen, you and I have reached that age where we are done with the bullshit. We know that midlife is our chance to flip the script and experience life on our own terms. It's time to reconnect with our higher selves and reclaim our inner peace. Are you ready with an open heart and an open mind? Awesome, you're in the right place. Hop in and ride shotgun with me on this midlife spiritual journey. Hey everybody, welcome back. Guess who's back with me today? A fan fave here at the Halfway to Dead podcast, Micki Abels. So today, well, you know what? Let me first tell you, in case you haven't gone back, if you haven't listened to Micki's other episodes, you got to go back. I think it's like episode 1, 5. We did one not too many weeks ago about dream analysis. Anyway, I'm going to tell you a little bit about her, just in case this is your first Micki Abels episode. Okay, so Micki published her first nonfiction work, My Soul Contract, a teaching memoir of trauma, truth, and transformation in 2021. Micki's love of writing can only be surpassed by her love of being a wife, mother, and a grandmother. She and her husband reside in rural Illinois, where they raise their 2 sons. Okay, so Micki is a meditation instructor, a wellness life coach. She does dream analysis. She does all kinds of stuff, you guys. She taps into her intuition in any kind of session you get with her. So check out all her links, of course. And today, she teaches us how to meet our divine counsel and our gatekeepers. So if you're wondering what the heck is all that, hey, we go over it in this episode. We talk about what spirits and what things are a part of our divine counsel. We talk about our bouncers, aka gatekeepers, and how we can communicate with them. And we both kind of talk about different experiences we have each had with our divine counsel. That includes spirit animals. We talk a little bit about some of our spirit animal experiences. That's angels. That's everything. Okay, so we're going to dive in. We're going to learn how to meet up with them, and then how we can see validation afterwards that yes, that this like really happened. Okay, so let's jump in and learn all about our divine counsel. We're back with one of our favorites, good old Micki Abels, you guys. She's got more to share and we love it. So today, she's going to kind of teach us how to introduce ourselves to our gatekeepers and our divine counsel. Hey, Micki.
Hi.
I think we just need to start out with what the heck is our gatekeepers and our divine counsel?
So the divine counsel covers a lot of different spiritual entities. So under that umbrella, if you want to call it that, we have our gatekeepers, spirit guides. This includes for me, my spirit animal. It also includes my dead people, my spirits that are around me, angels, archangels, all of that. I used to call in specifically before session to connect with my spirit guides, and I do them all individually. And then someone had used the term divine counsel, and I thought, oh yeah, that covers everything.
Yeah,
so that makes it a lot more simple. Yeah.
Okay, so our divine counsel are all of those things you mentioned.
Yes.
Okay. So is that what our gatekeepers are?
They fall under that list.
So there's like divine counsel. That's kind of, is that everybody?
Yes.
Okay. And then if we're honing in, then gatekeepers, what are they?
So gatekeepers are our spiritual bouncers.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
They're amazing. So when you are channeling or you're intuitive, you get downloads of information and you're using that, gatekeepers are very important because you set the parameters with them of what you are allowing to come in. Okay.
Yes.
So there's a specific practice to meet your gatekeepers.
Is this the same as a guardian angel?
No. It would be different.
Nope.
And not to say that maybe they could be one and the same. Maybe a guardian angel could also be a gatekeeper. But I think for the most part, they're separate.
They're separate.
Yeah.
So they are just part of the spiritual team.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. So, and then spirit guides, and really any of these, anything that holds energy and has the ability to use that energy to communicate impressions, feelings, thoughts, and healing.
Okay.
That's what all of that
the
is.
spirit team is. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So gatekeepers, as I said, they're kind of your spiritual bouncers of what is going to be allowed in for you.
Okay.
So when I was learning how to sharpen my intuitive skills and deepen my understanding of all of it, I was introduced to a meditation to meet my gatekeepers.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So part of this, when they first came into me, I only had 2. And I met a third one later. So you can do this very intentionally and ask to meet them. And you're in a meditative state. And as they come in, again, it's in that realm where you're just trusting and you're allowing whatever to come in. So in this meditation, and I will explain this to you too, I had said to my instructor at the time, when I came out of that meditation, my head felt like it was in a vice.
Ooh.
I never wanted to feel that again. I said, I don't know what this is, but I don't like it. She goes, ooh. She goes, you got to tell them to back off.
Ooh, it was too much.
Yeah, too much energy.
Okay.
Yeah. She said, you set your boundaries of what you're going to allow, and then that will alleviate. And I've never had that happen again. Okay. So in this meditative state, you are asking to meet your gatekeepers. So you're there and you're just allowing to come in. So for me, I was first introduced to, and you can see them very specifically, and I ask that you make sure that it's very specific what you're.
So we set the intention. We say, I want to actually see what you look like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe a name. Can you get a name sometimes?
Yes. Okay. And then whatever the download of the name is, that's whatever's comfortable for you. Yeah. So when I first met my very first gatekeeper, she came in, very large Black woman. And I knew right away this chick wasn't going to take any shit. Mm-hmm. I just knew that about her personality. Yeah.
Yep.
And very strong, but also on the flip side of that, just as loving and sweet and, wonderful as she can be. I can see her. She actually looks like an actress that I can't even think of her name right now, but that's kind of who I envision when I
visualized her.
Yeah. So very tough, gruff, just take no crap kind of girl. So I see her. And then the next one that came in for me, and her name is Angelica.
Angelica. Mm-hmm. Okay.
When I first met her, it was Francesca. And it was very strange in my meditation right away. It was like, you're not going to remember that. Stop it. That's it.
Yeah. No, try again.
So I'm like, okay, Angelica. And that one has stuck.
Good.
The next spirit guide that came in for me, and they just kind of walked in and just stood there. And I could see them. I could see the clothes they were wearing. I could see them very specifically, their face, what they looked like, everything.
And this is during your meditation. You've set the intention to do this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the next individual that comes in, my gatekeeper, I know his name is Sven.
Sven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sven. And he is a very short, blonde-haired gay man.
Love it.
Yeah. And so that just incorporated this very loving, easygoing, chill kind of person that kind of just is very, honors everything true about himself.
Yep.
And gave me that feeling right away, that just very supportive, very sweet, wonderful. So then that was all that I met that night. And during that meditation, then you talk to your gatekeepers. Now they have names. You can see them. You set your boundaries with them of what your intention is for when you are working with people in an intuitive atmosphere, getting information for them that you're sharing. These are your boundaries that you are going to set. I only wanted to allow positive information, positive feedback, to use them in my sessions to help guide my clients into a healing modality. And whatever that is. So
basically you just let them both know, I don't want you to bring negative. Yeah, I don't want negative energy brought into the space when I'm connecting with you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, or connecting with anyone because they're a gatekeeper.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they pass the word on. Mm-hmm. Okay. They let everybody know what's allowed. And if anybody tries to get negative, they shut it down.
Yeah. Think of bouncer at a bar, right?
Yeah,
They're like, nope,
I love it.
You're out. You don't belong here. No, we're not going to have you. Oh, yes, you can come in.
Okay, so you had 2 and then you met a third later.
Yeah, that was later. And that was kind of just very unexpected. But again, as these things go, as you kind of open these new belief systems and these new things for yourself, then more and more is going to come into you. It's going to be presented for you, is how I should say that. So it was in meditation one night, and I just saw this real kind of plain Jane guy, kind of a frumpy, just a chill, easy as it goes, just really can't really get his blood pressure up too much. He's just very
chill,
easygoing guy. And his name is Bob.
Just Bob.
Bob.
All right. Not quite as creative as the other two, but all right.
No, but I think, and they're all needed. And that's what was explained to me is that when I came out of this meditation, I had met my original two, and I was speaking with my instructor about it. She said, they are remnants of your personality.
Yes.
Right.
So basically your gatekeepers, you're not going to not like your gatekeepers.
Right.
Because they're a part of you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally.
Yeah.
And so they could be some of the best parts of you.
Yeah.
Or something you appreciate about yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So you've met these gatekeepers.
Yes.
Okay. And you guys keep in touch?
We do.
Okay.
Talk to them often. And like I said, anytime I have a client, I am calling in my divine counsel, and they are part of that group. So
okay.
To help.
So that's what the gatekeeper's job is. Then you've got this divine counsel.
Right.
Okay. So
under that are more spirit guides. So these are guides that are helping you or helping spirit to come to you and deliver whatever messages and the means that you receive them to receive them. In my intuitive practice, how I receive information is I get downloads of words, sentences, ideas, thoughts.
You hear them and you see them.
I hear them.
You hear them. Okay.
And they're almost...
in your voice or someone else's?
No, they're almost like put into... So I'll be in session and I might say something that was a download from my divine counsel.
Yep.
And a client, I've had this happen. They're like, ooh, wait, say that again. That was really impactful. That was huge. And I have to be very honest and like, I just got that.
Say it
I
again.
don't know that I can say it in the exact same way. I'll try, but that was
channeled.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I'm getting that information, that's not to say that I was also taught how to create a psychic library, and that's when you're getting images.
Yes, that mean certain things.
Yes.
Okay.
So in my beginning practice, say if I saw a sand bucket, that would mean childhood memories for me.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. And everybody's going to have their own psychic library.
You can kind of make your own library. Of what things mean to you. An apple means this.
Right.
A truck means this. Like
yellow
whatever.
Rose, whatever. All of it. That, after a period of time for me, kind of went away. And it's more of just the downloads of information.
Because that's what's easiest for you.
Yeah, that's what's working.
Because you kind of probably, if you're starting into this, you try all the different things and then you figure out which one works best.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And I think it's not even so much what works best for you. I think it's your divine counsel saying, this is how we're going to help. Yeah. This is how we're going to channel.
You've got your divine counsel and you're working with a client. And so is your divine counsel talking to theirs?
We can definitely do that, but mostly my clientele so far are not that advanced. We work on that as we go along, where they then I can help them.
I just know because some people say, I'm tapping into your spirit guides.
Right. And it's more
than mine or whatever.
Right. And it's more when I'm in session, I'm tapping into their energy. So it could definitely
be a mixture. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But you work with your team because you're very familiar with them.
Correct.
They know your little vocabulary dictionary.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys have worked out how to talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I feel like we all want to do that though. Right? Don't we all want to talk with our people.
Yeah. It's a team of just total support.
So who's on the divine counsel? Spirit guides.
Spirit guides, gatekeepers, angels, archangels.
Okay.
Spirit animal. And this can also be your dearly departed, your dead people, your spirits, however you want to.
Okay. Do ascended masters fall into this, or are they above all this?
Oh, I believe they're all in it. Any divine consciousness, which would be ascended masters as well. They're just vibrating at a much, much higher frequency.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yep. Okay. So they're all in there. So we can tap into them all. And so do they know which ones we need? Like if we're going into a meditation and we're just saying, we're let the gatekeepers know what our intention is. Okay. Do the ones we need just come forward? Like if it's a spirit guide we need, they come forward. If it's one of our deceased relatives, they come forward. Like it's just whoever.
Yes. Yeah.
Should we set our intention for who we want to come through?
I think you can definitely do that, especially for meeting your gatekeepers. Yes. If you're using them, your divine counsel in certain strategies or certain parts of your life, you might want to call in specific ones, or you might just want to hey, everyone, get together and help here.
Like, we got problems.
Yeah.
Come on. And so is our divine counsel always the same throughout our life? Or do we pull new ones in?
That's a great question. I think it changes.
Yeah.
I think, so if we take angels, so we can have angels from the time that we're born all the way through to the end of our life. We could have an angel that was with us in a past life, with us in this life, and is also going to be with us in a future life.
Yes.
We have angels that just come in very specifically for us. That could be a spirit of a loved one that has passed. That's also an angel.
Okay.
So I think that changes. And then, of course, there's archangels. And if you wanted to get into that, you would have to do some research on your own to see which archangels are around, the kind of feeling that you get when you're in a certain space or having a certain experience.
Yes.
And if you wanted their support, you would have to do some research and see which archangel represents what emotion, whatever need that you have at that specific time that can fulfill that.
Yes. And here's my thought. Because you can do research to see which archangel would be best for your situation. But also they're archangels. They know what you need.
True.
So if you don't want to do all the research, it's cool to research them anyway. But if you just want to say, I don't know who I need, but I need someone that can help me with this.
Yes.
Like your little counsel is going to get you the right person.
Yes.
Yeah. They know, even if we can't put it into words.
They're there to help you.
They know what we need.
Yes.
But it is over time, you may start to feel more connected to certain ones.
Yes.
Because they're there for what you need.
Absolutely.
And like even just spirit guides. So you feel, okay, so say you're in a situation where like, hey, I want to write a book. I'm going to write a book. You may, when you head into that phase, you may want to pull in a spirit guide or whatever that can help with that process for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because
Sure.
they kind of probably all have a specialty.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It seems silly.
But I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, if you're in a dire health condition, you're fighting something really strong right now, whatever that might be, heart condition, cancer, I don't know what, you may want to connect really hardcore with the healing part of it.
Yes.
The archangel, like I use Archangel Raphael for healing. I just feel really close to him. He's around all the time with me. So, but I always visualize him. And it is nice to look things up because then you start to see that like it's the color green is associated with him.
Yeah.
Or, all the different things. And so you can connect more closely, say, to that archangel because that's what you need right now.
And see, that's interesting to me because I use Archangel Raphael for guidance of when I'm asking for a blessing to keep someone safe on the roadways or the airways or the
I use it
railways.
for that too. Yeah.
And it's just specifically what I needed at that time when I looked it up. I'm like, oh, this is the archangel for that.
Yeah,
I'm
because
going
when
to
you
call
look
in
them
Raphael.
up, there'll be a little list of things that they're kind of known for helping with.
Yeah.
And when I say known, what are we saying? How do we know these things, Micki? How do we know these things? Because I read these things.
I think we have to trust that whoever did.
Who's channeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, a lot of this stuff is in different religions. Okay. Because whether you're reading the Quran, the Bible, whatever, they all have information on these. And it has been channeled. And it's not to discredit. There's good information within every religion of things that have been channeled from God.
Religion, but if you go back cultures for millennia, we all mirror other cultures. The language is different. And we might see things a little differently, but when you really look at them,
it all's the same. Yeah. It all comes back to this, down to the same things. Yeah. Okay. And it just comes down to this whole faith thing too. Once you start interacting with them and feeling them, like you just know. You do. You just know when they're around. And so, and you may connect, I know people that are more strongly connect with angels. Some really strongly connect with ascended master, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just something you have to explore to figure out.
I think so. Yeah. And whatever you're comfortable with. And I think more and more as you're opening up this belief system and being curious about it, more things are going to present themselves on your path.
The more open you are, the more signs you're going to see, the more stuff that's going to come around.
I had gone to a health fair years ago when I had started, like all of this was very interesting to me and I wasn't quite sure what path I was on, but I knew I was open to exploring different things.
Yep.
And in this health fair, I had met a shaman, and she did a drumming exercise, and she asked us, it was to help us meet our spirit animal.
Okay.
And that can change also, because mine certainly did.
Oh, me too.
So the one that I met, and it was so bizarre, she had us in this meditative, guided meditation and brought us down wherever this beautiful place that made us feel magical and safe and secure. And I was on a beach running with a horse. And I'm like, oh, is a horse my spirit animal? But it didn't feel right. And so I kept changing it. And I was feeling I was very rigid about.
Yeah. And you start to question, like, am I just making this all up now?
And then it was very strange. She was almost all done with the meditation, and this Gila monster popped its head. And I thought, what?
Wait, what is it?
A Gila monster.
What's a Gila monster?
There's another name for it. It's a lizard. It's a humongous lizard.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And I thought, what in the world?
You wouldn't have thought of that.
No. So then I did some research, and I'm like, okay, that's very cool. And that spirit animal was with me for a long time until I met my spirit animal, Rose. And she's just...
what is Rose?
Rose is an elephant.
Okay.
And I introduce her in my book. She's the very last chapter. Yeah.
Okay, Rose. Yeah. I had for quite a while spider.
Oh.
And I'm very neutral about spiders. Like I don't have this huge fear of them, but I don't feel especially close to them. But I kept getting this spider, and I didn't expect a spider at all.
Okay.
And I had done a meditation where it walks you through to meet your, like you said, like your animal. And it was a freaking spider. And I was like, well, this is unexpected. And then, I started seeing them in real life. I would be sitting, there's a spider. I saw so many spiders all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then in a lot of my meditations, that spider was around. And I think he's not really around much anymore.
Okay.
Because I think he helped me with what he needed to help me with at the time.
At that time, yeah.
Because I would see him in meditation. Like, here's one thing I said. So it was when I was deeply struggling with religion. This when the spider came.
Okay.
And so he would, like one time I was in meditation and I looked up and he was trapped in the steeple of a church.
Okay.
He was like trapped in there.
Oh.
And then he busted out.
Yeah.
Came down and like I rode off on his back.
Ooh.
I mean, like,
I love it.
It's just weird stuff like that. And sometimes I've gone into meditations during that time and set the intention to meet a spirit guide, or I needed to meet with my higher self or something. And I would do the whole thing. I'd open the door. There'd be that spider. And I was like, all right, we're not done with you yet, I guess. That's not,
but not only that, but I think as soon as you say that, I think that spider then led you to your next one, because in that it was showing up every time that you were asking for a new one. It was almost directing you.
He was still there. Yeah. And I had other spider stuff. He helped me with other stuff too, but I would have never, if I went into a meditation thinking, oh, I'm going to meet my animal spirit guide and I want it to be a unicorn. Like, I don't know what I would think of, but I wouldn't have thought of a spider.
No.
And there he was.
Isn't it?
And he did. And I was even like at a little crystal shop with my husband and my daughter. And I bought this little spider. It was like, and they were like, what are you?
Yeah.
Why are you buying a spider? And I was like, it's my spirit animal. And they're like, okay, just buy whatever you're going to buy. Yeah. So I bought it, but it's over on my little spot over here. I have my spider there, but I was like, listen, no. And ever since then, I have a hard time, I can't kill spiders anymore. Yeah. Because I just look at them and I go like,
I can't.
And I've always thought their webs were amazing. It's like,
they're so intricate.
Like, how?
They
and
are
then I always
amazing.
think of like good old Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
That Charlotte, she was something. I loved her when I was a kid. So I was like, maybe this is where it's even coming from.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because now I'll walk by spider webs out in the yard or wherever. And some people just like rip them apart because they're just like, oh, I don't want spiders. Yeah. And I'll just be like, I'll look at them in the different sun. I'll try to take pictures. I'm like, oh, like this
very
is
cool.
It's just amazing what they can do. Because you can rip a spider web down and it'll be back up the next day.
Yes.
And you're like, wow, impressive.
Hard little workers.
To me, it's like impressive.
Intricate. Yeah, it is impressive.
So I had a spider for a while. But I haven't had my spider in a while. But no, you start
She'll
to get.
Probably come back now that you
she's
talked
around.
about her.
No, she's around. Watch. I'm going to get some spider crawling on me when I'm outside today. It's okay. I'm in Illinois, so there's no like poisonous ones.
They're
so
not
I'm
horrible. Some are a little creepy, like the little spiders.
I don't have like a pet one or anything. It's not like I'm that connected.
Yeah.
But that's what I needed at the time, and it came in. So you just have to be open.
Yes.
I guess is what we're saying here. Like, it might not be the animal you would pick.
Right.
You know.
But it means something. It's got some significance.
I would have thought I would have had like a dog or a cat. But then I was like, well, I don't need that. I have those in real life in my life.
Right.
Like, they're already helping me in their own way.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So we go in and we meet. And they're part of our divine council too.
Yes.
Yeah. They're all a part of it. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so will we know which part we're talking with? Like, will we feel like this is an angel?
I think.
Or will we start? How do we feel and know what it is that's here with us?
For me, and I think this can be very personal, when I'm calling in the divine council, I'm asking for all of them as a collective to help me. So I just trust that the information that I'm getting is coming from one of them. I'm not specifically going, that came from Sven. I don't know that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I just know that they're all collaborating. They're working together to help me, to help my client.
And like I said, like, they know who you need. Mm-hmm. They know who you need for what you're in, even if you can't verbalize it. Because a lot of times I know I can't verbalize what I need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just go into it with like, you guys know what I need.
Right. And I'm just speaking for myself. I don't know what other people that use a divine counsel, you know, maybe their experience is very different. Maybe they do know specifically who's coming in. If I'm doing a meditation and I want to connect with my spirit animal, I'm definitely calling her in. If I'm connecting with spirit guides, I'm exclusively calling them in. Okay. But when I'm in session and using it for coaching or meditation, it's just the divine counsel.
The whole counsel. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So individually, if we're at home wanting to connect for a certain problem, we're probably going to connect more with the individual that's going to
with a spirit guide or a spirit or spirit animal.
So you met them through your meditation, your specific meditation. Mm-hmm. So if we wanted to dive into this, what do we do?
Okay. So you would just get yourself into, if you already have a meditation practice, great. You're familiar with how to relax and get yourself into that state. If you are new to this, then I would just suggest getting yourself in a quiet room away from distractions, to sit quietly, use a breathing technique to slow down your heart rate, to bring some calm and serenity, some peace to your body. This actually changes your nervous system to not be in a stressful state and will actually help you to receive information more clearly because you are at a calm, more relaxed state.
Okay.
So breathing, very important. Mm-hmm. Get yourself calm and centered. Get very relaxed. However you want to sit or lay down, just a supremely comfortable position for you. And then you are going to allow yourself to close your eyes, say that you would love to meet your gatekeepers, and begin by just asking, gatekeepers, I would like you to enter the realm. I would like to meet who you are, who I can use in the best way possible for my healing, my health, and guidance.
Okay. And then you just head into the meditation. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking there are, if you have any of these apps too, there are guided meditations.
Yes.
So you could just type in spirit animal if you want to meet your spirit animal or meet your higher self, like whoever.
I haven't looked at those, but I would imagine there's got to be some, right?
I've done some. Yeah. Okay. I've had them, especially if you're very, very new to meditation, it might help to have someone talk you through. Because a lot of times what it is you're visualizing, you're going for a walk through a beautiful, whatever's beautiful to you, whatever's beautiful to you, and you're heading, and sometimes you're walking up a set of stairs or you're, you know what I mean, whatever. Maybe you even visualize some beautiful door you're going to open. And your hope is when you open it, they're there.
Yeah. No, it's the same thing, I guess, as like when I was first met my spirit animal. That's exactly what she did, is brought me to a beautiful space, a space that I felt was beautiful. And we were walking along and then this animal was presented to me. So And
because you can even not set an intention for that and they'll show up in your meditation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so write that stuff down after, because it's a lot like before when we talked about dreams. Like we forget if we don't jot it down.
Yeah. And if a sign or a symbol or an object, in this case, an animal, comes into your meditative space, then you can trust that that's pretty significant for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so I guess it goes without say. Well, I'm going to say it. It goes without say, but it's that you have to be open to this.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. If you are on this spiritual journey and you just don't even believe in this stuff yet, you're not going to see them, right?
No.
I mean, because you're not ready yet. It's not that they're not there.
Right.
They're there. They're there for all of us all of the time.
Yes.
But they're not going to come at you if you're not ready.
No, and I think what I've learned along the way is that they want to be useful. They want to connect with you. So as soon as you become curious, and as you said, as you're opening up this, this trust that this is kind of an unknown thing, but you're interested in it and you're curious and you want to find out more, that right there is just opening a huge door for them to, okay, we are welcome. We want to be, and that's what they want.
Because we have free will, they will not just intervene.
They may intervene, but you don't know exactly what it is. As you said, if you're not open to it, they are around you.
Yes.
But you can't put a name to it. You might have felt a certain way. Think about the people that have been involved in a car accident that come out unscathed. And they say,
a lot of near-death experience people.
An angel was with me. I know it was. And they might be able to specifically say, I know that was my grandma because she's been with me for so long and she has saved me from other things. And I can specifically know that was her.
Yes.
That was there to help me and guide me and to keep me safe. But there could be other things happening that, you just know you have some sort of higher entity around you that has protected you.
So our team, okay, so what you're saying, our team will intervene if was already a part of our plan for our life plan. Okay, maybe we weren't meant to die in that car accident.
Exactly.
Okay, that wasn't part of the plan.
Right.
So they're going to help save you from that. But other things, you may ask for help for, I don't know, and not understand if you're not getting the exact help you asked for. And
I also think that things like this happen to us so that it does open our minds to, wow, what was that? That was incredible. Why was I spared from that? Why was I saved from that? What protected me? I'm so curious right now.
And that may have helped you start to open up, which is what they know you needed to do.
Exactly.
Was just open up.
Yes.
So it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
But you were safe.
Right. Because there's no other explanation, right?
Yeah.
So, what was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I'm supposed to be waking up to this.
Yes.
Yeah. If you've had anybody out there who've had any near-death experiences, that might have been part of it. Even small ones. It doesn't have to be huge.
Exactly.
It can be, wow, if I would have left 5 minutes later, I would have been in that accident that I drove by.
Yeah.
Like it could be that simple. So you may think about it and come up with some things that, that you were meant to, and then you start opening up and you start seeing more signs, and then you have to be confident that they are what you think they are.
Exactly. Trust in that. And whatever download of feeling that you're getting, just trust in that, because it's, as soon as you brought up about an accident, that there's someone there. And I thought about a time in my life where I suffered from a lot of road rage.
A lot of people.
Very aggressive driving. And I would get very infuriated by people that drove slow.
Okay. Yep.
And I'd be on a country road and I'd be like, I gotta get to work. And it just,
the world. Sunday driver.
Yeah. A learned behavior from my father, but nonetheless, I had inherited that. And so that's how I was. And I had heard somebody share one day, maybe you got caught behind a farm implement driving 20 miles an hour, because if you had been going 55 or more, you would have gotten to a place and you would have been in an accident in that timeline.
So just trusting.
So now I look at that and I think, okay, this is protection. I'm going to take this as a sign that I need to slow down and that I don't need to be in the place that I think I need to be at right now. Yeah. And that is also a very good analogy for life.
It really is. Yeah. Like maybe we could take it a little slower. We will get to the right place when we were meant to get there.
Exactly.
Not too quickly.
Right.
Because I get like that too when I'm behind slow people. And I'm like, really? Like, okay.
I had to work on that a lot.
So you gotta turn it around in your brain again and be like, okay, well, maybe there's a reason that I'm going 10 miles an hour in a 50. Yeah. No.
Learn to breathe and get through it and
breathe
know
and
that,
get through it. And like there might be a reason for it. Yeah. Because getting somewhere 2 minutes quicker probably isn't making that big of a difference.
No.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you are able to realize that and make different choices and because of your belief in that, I always, and I wasn't taught this, it just felt like something right to do afterwards. I'm like, thank you. I always just say a thank you.
Yeah. I say thank you a lot to like whoever.
Yeah. I don't know who I'm saying thank you.
No, they know. You to, I'm just like, ooh, thanks. That was good. Yeah.
I'll get done with a session and I'll be great. And as I'm walking out to my car, I'm like, thank you. That's exactly what we needed.
That's what needed to happen. Yeah.
I asked and you brought it and thank you. So I always want to acknowledge that.
Part of just that gratitude. We talked about gratitude for ourselves and our bodies, but also just gratitude for everything that's happening out there. We don't even understand, but it's happening.
Yeah. Just take a second and say thank you, because that, again, it keeps that realm open for gratitude and for more things for you to be grateful for to come into your life.
Okay. So by meeting and knowing different people that are part of our divine council, that helps us, because then later is it quicker, easier to connect with them after that, do you think? Or what purpose is like meeting them?
I think because in our humanness, in this experience of our human life, that's how we connect with any individual, right? Yeah. We know them by name. We know what they look like. We know what we
spend time with them.
Yes. And so you get to know them, you know their personalities. And I think that just converts into the spirit world as well. It makes us more comfortable accessing them, knowing them, relating to them, and feeling familiar with them.
Yeah. And you might start seeing more numbers or more like spiders. I saw more spiders all of a sudden. Or I had a phase where I found feathers everywhere. I started collecting feathers at the time. And I was like, and people that I was nuts, they pick up these random, like, it's not a special feather. No. It might be just a pigeon feather. These aren't big, beautiful peacock feathers, you guys. These were just feathers.
I didn't.
But I felt the need to pick them and collect them because they felt like a sign.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. And feathers are beautiful, and I've never had them as a sign before, but I will share this with you, and that you brought up feathers. So I lost my sweet pet, my golden retriever, Izzy, in July of this year.
Oh, yeah. That's hard.
It is. And she was just 1 in a million. And after she passed, we didn't go out for a day. There was no reason to go out. We didn't have a dog to let out. So we just kind of, my husband and I hunkered down in the house. We decided to go out on Sunday, sit on our deck, and right in front of us where she used to lay, these 2 spots, the grass was just dead. It was all matted down and dead. So these big, huge brown spots where she used to lay. And I thought, my husband looked at me, he goes, those were there yesterday or the day before. And I said, no, they weren't.
Isn't that crazy?
And I went up to him and I wanted to feel them. And right inside was a feather.
There it is. See, it was a sign. I know, I'm all tingly. That was for sure a sign. Yeah. I can feel it.
So now when I go outside, every single time, whether I'm watering flowers, because she'd come along with me, she'd just, my little Velcro dog, and go feed the birds everywhere in the yard where I'm at, I will see a feather every single time.
Yep. Yeah. See, that's her sign. Yeah. Yes. No, that's special. Yeah. Because I've had times where I've felt animals that have passed laying next to me or something. You know, like I've talked about how, like in surgery, I had a dog that I swear laid with me the whole time during surgery. Yeah. No, these animals, they're special.
They are.
No, they are. I think they're part of our divine council for sure. They're just present here with us.
Yes.
And I always like to imagine that then their spirit is still on my council. I don't have them physically with me anymore, but they're for sure still like part of the old council.
Absolutely.
And they're for sure going to be there when I cross over.
And what better entity, because there's no judgment. They just support you and love you for, that's all they do.
There's people who can be super mean to their animal and it will still just love them back.
Yes.
Yeah. No, we don't deserve dogs. Anyway, that's what I think. Yeah. I love them.
Agree.
Okay.
When you're meeting your gatekeepers in that meditation, you're meeting them. I mean, you can trust that as they come in, as they show themselves to you, and you can see their face, you can see everything about them. Trust that that is who you need in as your gatekeeper
right now.
Right. There might be other things that you want to connect with, other entities, other spiritual people, if we want to put it that way, that you can connect with and use, but you want to make sure that there's open communication there. So you can also create a practice for yourself where you are meeting different spirits to help you.
Okay.
And you can think of a spirit. I talk about it in my book. There's 3 spirits. And for each one, I came up with an object or a symbol that I directly connected to that spirit, to that person.
Okay.
That when I saw it was going to mean, ooh, they sent me this. So I know I'm in communication. They heard me. I saw this. So that portal is open.
Okay.
So what we do is we think of this person, again, kind of in a quiet meditative state. We think of this person, we bring them to us. We allow them to stand in front of us so that we can see them. And now we think of that symbol that means something. A lot of people have cardinals and things like that, that when they see them, they think of a certain person. But I want you to think of something that is very personal to you.
Okay.
That when you see that, you're going to know that this person has sent it to you to validate that they are in direct communication with you.
And is this an actual physical object or in your mind's eye?
I use an actual object so that when you see it, you're going to know. In your physical waking life, you're going to see that.
Okay, so like
symbol.
if I see, like say I'm going to associate one of my spirit guides or something with a red car. Okay, so if I see a red car, obviously I've now established that's going to pop in my mind that it's them.
Right.
And that's kind of a symbol that they know that I will know that they're there.
Yes, it's validation for you.
So it can be anything you want.
Yeah.
Should it not be something you see all the time anyway?
Probably. Probably, because then you're just...
a cloud, and there's always clouds. Yeah.
So this is what happens, and it should happen, because even as they start to send these things to you, these objects, these symbols to you, you're still going to be like, I don't know.
You're going to second guess it.
Is that really it? Or am I, just seeing it? Or, okay, I'm going to wait for the next thing.
Yep.
And so they will keep bringing it to you and keep bringing it to you and keep bringing it to you.
And then until you...
So you're like, okay. All right, I got it. Got it. We're good.
All right, we're good. Now we know.
And they will bring it into you in a way that represents their personality. I'll share a little thing with you. I actually shared this with a client the other day because it was so appropriate, because she was also trying to connect with some divine entities, spirits. So when my father-in-law passed, I wanted to make sure that he and I were, communicating and that he could help me in certain ways and guide me. And so he was loved golf.
Okay.
Yeah. I have to say that before I tell the story. So when my mother-in-law passed, he gave me a tea set that was hers. And I thought, I was so touched by that gesture. And I thought, how sweet, right? So for my father-in-law, as odd as it seemed, I'm like, it's a tea set. That's what I'm going to have. When I see a tea set, I know that that's going to be him. He also loved to play practical jokes, and to play practical jokes on me, I think, was his favorite. If he could get me, he would just laugh hysterically. So I was dreaming one night, and it was him. And all I could hear was him laughing, like he had just got me with a really good punchline. And he's laughing and laughing. And all I can see is very animated and very colorful are these golf tees, and they're dancing across my peripheral. And I'm thinking, what in the world? And he's laughing, and I'm seeing these golf tees. And that was it. That was the whole entire dream. And I thought, oh, that's bizarre. Yeah. Strange. So I go to tell my friend the next day. And as I'm telling her, I said, oh, it's, my father-in-law, and he's laughing, and these, like this whole bunch of golf tees, this set of tees. And as soon as that came out of my mouth, I thought, a tea set. But he brought it to me in the way that would get me. It wasn't the tea set, as if drinking.
Yeah, because you're saying tea set, and at first you think it's tea, tea, pouring a hot cup of tea.
But for him to get me, he brought me a tea set. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's him. So they're going to be very much in their personality when they bring you things. So it might not be that literal thing, that object, that symbol. But as soon as you know, you're like, yeah, I know.
So do we make this up ahead of time and say, hey, this is going to be our sign? Or do you wait to see it and connect it?
You make up the sign. You get the symbol. You get the sign. Yeah.
Okay.
And then show me this, so that I know that you are connecting with me.
Okay. So it could be
open lines of
anything that maybe you both would have known.
Yes.
Yeah, that was special to like both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that goes for like ancestors, people who've passed away.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to say a sign for when you're angel, like a different angel or a different spirit guide.
Yeah, same thing.
Or your gatekeeper, whatever. So if you wanted to, you would just come up with something.
Yes. You
don't really know their personality,
you don't.
You come up with something.
But you could come up with something that maybe is, show me, if it's an angel and you want to connect with an angel that you felt that in the past has been there with you to guide you towards safety.
Yeah.
Protection. I want to meet you. I want to know who you are. I am going to come up with a symbol that shows me security and protection. Maybe that's a cross. Maybe that's the sign of the Red Cross. Maybe that's angel wings. Maybe that it could be anything.
Because these are all little pieces of us. So whatever we pick will connect with them.
Right.
Because it's part of us.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially.
And they're going to do the work to bring that to you because this is what they want. This is their...
Yeah, to connect.
Right.
For you to figure out how to connect.
Yeah.
Because we're all kind of blocking it.
Yes.
And so the minute we start opening up, they're like, ooh, all right, let's get in there.
Yeah.
What can we show her? Yeah, what can we show her?
Yeah. And then be ready because then they're all going to be like hammering at the...
And that's when you got to talk to your gatekeepers, like settle everybody down.
Right.
I cannot
it's a lot of energy. I can't
I'm just seeing a lot of crazy stuff. So can I just do one at a time?
Yes.
Yep. You got to slow it down for some people.
So true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what else do we need to know about these gatekeepers and divine counsel?
Let's see.
And connecting to them?
I think that's it. It's just basically meeting them, asking to meet them, be open to receive the information that they want to share with you and use that to the best of your ability. They want to be connected to you and help you and guide you.
Yes, with whatever's going on in your life. So even if you're home or you're spending a lot of alone time, you're not alone. You got plenty of people to talk to.
Yeah.
You just got to get quiet enough to let them in.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And have those conversations. And those are the ones who you can ask for help. Right? I'm struggling with whatever it is.
Yes.
I could really use some help.
Bring me some sign or something that I know that you are connecting with me to bring me this healing message, whatever that is. Yeah. And then be very open to anything that makes you go, Don't analyze it to death and think, no, that wasn't it. Anytime that you're saying, pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention because those are the answers.
Those are the little signs that you've been waiting for.
And they'll start just throwing little pebbles. Yeah. That's how it works.
And this goes right back to just living a little bit more mindfully, everybody, because when we're more mindful and in the moment, we'll see them. Because if you've already fast forwarded to what you need to do an hour or two from now, and that's all you're thinking about, you're probably not going to see the signs. No, because we're all getting them.
Yes.
I think we're all getting them.
All the time.
But we're not paying attention.
That's exactly what's happening.
So if we slow it down enough, which is what we're doing in meditation too, we're slowing our brains down enough to let them show us all the things.
Allow, trust, surrender, and allow.
Yes. And just because you ask for something doesn't mean you're going to get that exact thing.
No.
They have probably a better idea of how you need that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Like the old unanswered prayers theory. Like, wait, I asked for this or that.
Right.
Well, no.
No.
They're going to help you, but it just might not be exactly how you planned.
And it's going to be in the best way that's going to benefit you the most. It's not going to always look like what you said exactly is what you asked for.
Because we have a plan and lessons we need to learn.
Yeah.
And sometimes we want the easy way out, but that isn't how we learn the lessons.
Nope.
Unfortunately.
And they will send you signs. The universe will send you signs. I have a very dear friend that gave me a little thing that I hang in my office, and it says, when I ask the universe for a sign, and it brings me one. I'm like, nah, I'm going to wait for a signier sign.
Yeah. I'm going to wait for a sign. I'm going to wait for something better. And you're like, and they're like, oh my gosh.
This girl.
Yeah. They're frustrated too. Yeah. They're like, oh geez. Okay.
Let's whop her over the head because she really needs a big one.
I'm going to ask you about one more thing that a lot of people ask about. The old Ouija board.
Oh.
How are you feeling about it?
You know what?
I've talked to people who feel differently and depending about it, because that's an easy way we all see in the freaking movies to connect with the spirits around us. What do you think? Do we mess with that or not mess with that? I'm just getting your opinion because we don't know for sure, but
we don't. And I can only go by like what I've heard. So as kids, we used to mess around with a Ouija board and nothing sinister happened. Nothing,
right.
Negative happened. We just had fun with it. I have heard really bad negative things about it, and people say no, stay away, and others that use it for their spiritual journeys. So I think
maybe it's more about the intention you have going into it. I was just going
to say, let's set an intention for that as well. We do it with other things. Why not for that? If you go in and you've got this fear-based mentality of approaching a Ouija board,
you're going to attract the lower level,
the lower
frequency spirits.
Yeah.
That's who you're going to connect with.
Yeah.
So if you go into it with a higher vibe,
right.
Because it's almost like if I use my pendulum or if you use anything else, if you go into it with, I only want to connect with the very highest spirits, my vibration or higher, right? No one else is allowed.
Right.
Then they're not allowed.
Exactly.
Like we're in control.
Yes.
Yeah. And our gatekeepers, we tell those gatekeepers,
keep out the nasty.
Keep out the lower level stuff.
Yes.
Because then that opens a debate of, are there even nasty? Like, we don't know.
I think what you said is more accurate. It's lower vibrating frequencies and higher, and it's just at different levels.
It's just different levels. And you definitely just only want to connect with things at your level or higher.
Yes.
Preferably higher to pull you up.
Right, because that's what we use to keep ascending and ascending, right? Is just to be shown
we want to
something
keep you higher and higher.
Yeah.
And once you've ascended higher and higher, you're not going to fall into those lower spirits anyway.
No.
So you don't have to worry about it.
No, and we're only going to attract to us something that is equal or higher because we're setting that intention. We are not going to, if there's something lower, it's not going to feel right in our bodies.
We're not going to let it in.
So we're not going to let it in.
No.
Yeah.
So it's not like the movies, you guys. That's what we're saying. You can meet and talk with spirit guides. We're not heading into the satanic realm by talking about this.
No.
I just want to make sure everybody's aware.
No, that's a good point.
We're getting woo-wooey, but listen, don't be scared because this is just your team. This is you you're connecting with.
Yeah.
You at your essence.
Yes.
Okay. God, all of everything you have. So you don't have to be scared no matter how you're connecting with them, whether it's through meditation or a pendulum or you break out the old Ouija. I don't do Ouijas just because I feel weird.
Yeah.
But I'm not scared. Like if I was with a group that was doing a Ouija board, I would know that I'm protected. I would know that I'm good to go. Right?
Yeah,
and the communication would be fine. I wouldn't worry about it. But if you're with a group of people who are all low level people, I'm not doing a Ouija board with them.
No, they wouldn't feel right. Bye.
No, bye-bye. Nope, this is not my people. But so it's just all about like really setting the intention and being in control of what you're doing.
Right.
And then, so nobody be scared out there.
No.
Listen, you can connect with your gatekeepers and your divine counsel and your angels. I mean, God, you can connect with anybody you want.
Yes.
You're in control of it. You don't need anybody else to do it. I mean, it's nice to have someone guide us and help us if we're nervous.
Right.
But we don't need anyone else.
Right.
We can do all of that ourselves.
We can.
And I'm not saying that to piss off the Catholics who go to their priest. But all I'm saying is you can directly go to God and all the ascended masters and your angels and your archangels from the Bible and everywhere else. You have access to them.
Yes.
Is my belief. I'm just sharing my belief on this podcast, you guys. You can turn it right off if you don't believe me. But I'm just saying what I believe and what I've come to believe from talking to lots and lots of people and from my own experiences. Like we have a direct connection.
We do.
Yep.
Yeah.
We just have to slow our little brains down enough to connect.
Right. be
and then we're
curious
there.
enough.
Yep.
And we're constantly being things to spark that curiosity. And it's just like what we were saying
That's
before.
those signs
It's
we're
just,
getting. They're just trying to spark us to pay attention.
Right.
And then once you start paying attention, it'll start flowing. And you'll be like, and you'll trust yourself more too.
Yes.
Because I'll make a decision and I'll see a sign and be like, thank you.
Yep. Exactly.
I was right. Thank you.
Yes.
I always act like they're acknowledging my right decision sometimes.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, you're welcome. Yep. I followed what you said.
Got it.
I'm trying to get on board as best as I can, you guys. Okay. So I think that's just a great starting point for everybody to start doing this. All right. Just do it. If you haven't started, obviously, if you haven't started meditating, you got to start.
Yeah.
I won't hound on you too much this episode, but you got to start that journey. Yeah. And that can just be, again, taking a walk, doing whatever brings you peace and calm.
You don't have to sit.
Do that.
Butterfly pose and Angela Mudra and look like that girl on the top of a cliff, you know.
You don't have to go buy all this stuff. No. All you have to do is quiet yourself down enough to stay awake, but quiet down. Right. And then you can start connecting with all of these your divine counsel. Yes. We all have one and they're with you right now. If you're listening, they're all with you going, let's do it.
Yeah. They're all waiting. They want to meet you. They want to do it.
Come on. Yep. Come on. They got a name. They got you can name them. You can, they're just, we're never alone.
No,
we're never alone.
Thank goodness.
And just knowing that is helpful sometimes.
Absolutely.
We're not alone and they're going to help us. So let's connect with them. Yeah. Let's do it and look for the signs.
So much joy.
More good information, Micki. Okay. Thanks. Guys, now we got to go meet our divine counsels. And we got to talk to our bouncers, our gatekeepers, and let them know how much we can handle at this point in our lives.
Yes.
Might be able to handle more later, but right now, maybe not.
And they'll know.
They'll know because they know us.
They do.
And they're cool with talking to us.
They are.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it too. Thanks, Jen.
Oh, so much good information, Micki. And I just know you're going to have more things coming. You're just evolving and learning all the things.
I'm so excited because I think I'm just diving into this life because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to keep learning
and it's not too late, you guys. No. We're sitting here midlife and beyond, starting new things.
That's right.
Yeah, it's never too late. It's never too late. If you're out there listening and you're 85, it's not too late.
No.
Start connecting. Let's do it.
Let's go, girl.
Yeah. Boy, girl, we don't want to be biased
right.
here.
I'm sorry.
It can be anyone.
Yeah.
But yes, let's connect.
Yeah.
Let's do it. It's never too late. Okay. Thanks, Micki.
Thanks, Jen.
Bye.
Bye.
Listen, I know your time is valuable. And right now, I'm feeling super grateful and totally humbled that you chose to hang out with me today. If this podcast resonates with you, could you do me a solid and hit that subscribe or follow button? That's going to help you out because you're never going to miss an episode. And it helps me out because you're never going to miss an episode. And if you have like 30 seconds more, could you leave a 5-star rating and maybe leave a kick-ass review? Thank you so much, and I can't wait to continue our journey on the next episode. Oh, and I can't forget the fine print. You know, the legal jargon. This podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. We're just two friends on this journey together, and this podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or any other qualified professional. You get it. See you next time.